let's talk a little bit more about the Western Conference. You know these friends, Chiney Ogwumike, Kendrick, Perkins. Rich, I'm going to start with you here. The Golden State Warriors, the Clippers, the Wolves, they are all close in the standings, fighting, jockeying for positioning to get out of the play-in tournament. Remember, 7, 8, they have to win to get in. You look like Goodwill Hunting trying to...
I'm trying to process.
Who needs to avoid the play-in tournament the most? Is it the Warriors, the Clippers, or the Wolves?
I would say most likely the Clippers, in my opinion. I think the Wolves, you look at their defense and the way they've been playing and really trending over the last probably month and a half. I think Golden State, we can look at the way they're playing currently right now, but when Steph gets back, the way they've, again, Pajimski, them getting right, I put them in a better one-game situation than the Clippers, in my opinion.
Yeah, what's going to be interesting is the strength of schedule. Around 11, 10 games left for most of these teams. The Timberwolves have the easiest strength of schedule remaining in the West. The Warriors have the 7th easiest. So, they have a pathway, but they need Steph. So I actually agree. I think the Clippers, and that doesn't really hurt, per se, the idea that they've been playing really good basketball.
I'm not surprised if you agree with me off the jump.
But maybe Perk will disagree. One team has Steph, the other is well-rounded in the Timberwolves. They're playing better version of basketball. The Clippers are still doing well, but I still think...
Stanford cheating off my homework. Look at
First
Stanford.
time in the history of mankind, Stanford cheating off Arizona.
I actually agree with the both of you.
Oh, whoa,
for different reasons.
Sweet.
The Los Angeles Clippers are my sleeper in the Western Conference.
Okay.
Team for the veterans. You have Zubac, who's a top 10 big in the league. James Harden looking like the system. You have Norman Powell, who should have been an all-star this year.
Facts.
And then you go to Kawhi Leonard, Jordan, looking healthy again. And why do you want to avoid the play-in tournament if you're the Clippers? Because that means Kawhi get more rest. So now, all of a sudden, you get into the postseason, and you have a healthy Kawhi Leonard, and we see how he's been looking of late. He looked like the Kawhi Leonard of old. The Clippers could really get in there and make some noise.
But, Chiney, I mean, when we're talking about the Golden State Warriors and you hear Steve Kerr talk about the tired levels of someone like Steph Curry, can you apply that same reasoning there?
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is that most of these coaches, Steph is tired, LeBron and the Lakers, they're going to
we're going to get into that on NBA Countdown.
A lot of the stars at this point have been putting their teams on the back. You have to think about how much LeBron has done and Steph has done, to sort of keep their teams afloat. And I think that's where you see it right now.
Yeah, it's sort of like how we feel carrying
Richard,
these.
I don't think that's what the people at home
Imagine y'all
see
trying to pick me up and carry me.
Okay, so that's the level of tired for Steph Curry. All right, so we talked about who needs it most. Let's talk about who it's most realistic to get that 6th seed. Right now, it's the Golden State Warriors that are hanging on here by a thread, essentially by a half game to the 6th seed. Then it's the Clippers, then it's the Timberwolves. Do you think the Warriors can hang on to that spot, Rich?
I do. I think the Golden State Warriors, again, when we talk about players that have done it, players that have gone the distance. One of the reasons why we mentioned the Clippers is because when Kawhi Leonard is healthy, he's one of the guys that have done it. Well, in my opinion, we look at the Golden State Warriors. Jimmy, he's led 2 teams to the finals. You got to have a little luck. They didn't win it, but he's been on that mountaintop. Steph obviously has done it. So when I look at those 2 players leading a team, I like where they are.
When I look at one player leading the team, I like his chances.
Who's it?
Anthony
Yes,
Edwards.
thank you.
The Minnesota Timberwolves. I know over the past few games, they kind of took some steps backwards, but he's going to get back on track. And I think, Chiney, you just talked about Malika. You just said they have, one of the easiest remaining schedules.
The easiest schedule of the West.
So they're going to pick it up, and I just feel like Anthony Edwards is going to elevate his team. We saw what he did last year, and now they're hanging their hats on the defensive side of things.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA on the ESPN.